So, someone who I won't name, Nicole, Nicole, and I had a chance to listen to the video again, but the last video I did on this, the audio, I guess, wasn't that great. And I actually had a chance to listen to it. I could hear it, but I could see why it would be a little bit low. My microphone, and what happens is that when I'm in the house, and of course when you're using a microphone through the interface, you can actually pick up, sounds from the next room across from you. That's just how authentic it is, and just how effective it is as a microphone. So when I was talking and I had the volume up enough, but I don't want to turn it all the way to max, because when I talk and I get closer to the microphone, it's going to hurt my ears because I got my headphones on. But when I do this also, I'm leaning back while I'm talking, so you can hear me, and I can hear, I guess, effectively better than the last video. So I'll keep that in mind next time, guys, when I'm leaning far back, because as you can hear the chair. So let me just stand still and close as I can. So this is I guess a updated version of my last video called Buy High, how Zoe Kravitz complained about the lack of diversity on Hulu after High Fidelity was canceled. And again, guys, welcome to another edition of Gavin Richard Presents on my channel, GBoo2786, whoever you are, wherever you are. I hope you are blessed and doing safe. I always like to say that. So this clip I had played earlier, for those that watched the show, and I think more of us did not watch the show, because otherwise it wouldn't be canceled. But I never really watched this show, never even heard about it until someone brought, I believe it was indeed Nicole, where they brought this episode in particular to our attention because Chloe Kravitz made disparaging remarks about Michael Jackson. Before that, she made remarks about Bill Cosby in the media. But you're going to see this clip. I'm going to play it for you again. And shout out to Yazan for putting this clip up. So here you go.
Hey, what's going on?
This person who's clearly never been on the internet is trying to buy a fucking Michael Jackson album for her boyfriend.
Shit.
It's his birthday.
Which album?
Which album?
Off the Wall. Do you guys have it?
Yeah, we have it. We do. I'm very sorry, but I don't think I can sell that to you.
Oh, okay.
Those fucking horn charts. I'm working day and night. All right. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it.
Okay, great.
Wait, hold up. So this man gets a pass for horn charts?
I'll give a pass to anyone who's scaled mental beneficiaries.
They were Quincy's charts anyway.
Exactly. How does it benefit society to hold Quincy's genius hostage just because the dude that sang over his shit ended up being a full-blown child molester?
Allegedly.
Whoa.
Where'd you get that from, Rob? Huh?
I know that this is acting, as I said in the previous video. Yes, it's acting. Yes, these are actors and actresses that are doing a job, a script that's written for them. But this dialogue is terrible. And I know even in mainstream television, mainstream news, mainstream movies, they try, and mainstream networks, although Hulu, I guess you could say it's becoming a mainstream network, but really it's not traditional sense of mainstream, because everything now is on the internet. But so I get that, but there's always an agenda in every script, in every screenplay, and in the back of every producer's mind. There's an agenda, and those agendas can be both positive and they can be both negative. What Bill Cosby tried to do with his television series A Different World and The Cosby Show, his agenda was to show black people, portray black people in a positive light. For many people, the first time they saw a black lawyer or a black doctor was watching The Cosby Show. Nobody even heard of the historical black colleges and universities up until A Different World. And that show single-handedly increased the enrollment of blacks into HBCUs. It renewed interest in learning about Fisk and Spelman, Howard University, Southern University, Texas A. Texas. I was about to say Texas A&M. I'm sorry. Prairie View. I was going to say Texas Southern. That's what I meant to say, and so on. Xavier University, Dillard. I got to throw out the Louisiana schools. Southern, Grambling. You know the rest. Morris Brown, Clark. I could go on. Morehouse, Spelman. You get the picture. So there's positive propaganda, but there's also negative propaganda. Now I'm going to finish playing the rest of this clip, but I want you to notice, as I said in the last video, the black actors are the ones who have all the hostility. The 3 black actors are the ones that are shitting on Michael. But the white actress who's playing the customer is supporting him. And not only is she supporting him, she's stating the actual truth that allegedly, because Michael was never convicted.
From fucking convenient opinions are us.
Okay, you still listen to a dude who raps in a MAGA hat, so.
Are you fucking serious? Having shitty politics and a second grade understanding of American history is a tiny bit different than being a goddamn child molester.
Allegedly.
Jesus.
Kanye West has a mental health issue.
You don't think Michael Jackson had a fucking mental health issue?
Okay, cool. Great. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pop on some Charles Manson and we can all just vibe out to that. Does that sound cool for you?
Charles Manson made music?
Why? Would you like to buy that for your boyfriend too?
It's actually hardly good.
It is.
You know what, Simon?
But Sharice, what if the only artists that we were allowed to listen to were inarguably nice people, right? With unassailably perfect ethics. We'd have to destroy every record in existence except for Bono,
Phil Collins.
Michael Stipe, Sufjan Stevens.
Hey, can you guys sell me the records? How does that work here?
You guys figured this out. See you, Lewis.
Yo, you guys should just shoot for it.
Fine. Come over here. Rocks, paper, scissors, and...
Alright, so that's horrible. Another thing too, just a side note, it's not even realistic because as a person who has worked in customer service before, if I had refused to sell anything to a client, anything to a customer, or acted like a customer towards that, I would be fired if not reprimanded for that behavior. So the fact that she does it here in the TV series was just completely, utterly unrealistic and stupid. But I digress. Yes, it's a TV series. I guess that's the old adage. But, what's funny is that show, High Fidelity, was based off of a 2000 movie that starred Zoe Kravitz's mother, Lisa Bonet. And Zoe Kravitz is complaining that Hulu lacks diversity. In other words, lacks diversity for women of color on their streaming service. And this article comes from MSNBC News, and it states here, Tessa Thompson, Reese Witherspoon, Halle Berry, and others commented on the photos, offering condolences that the show won't continue. Kravitz replied, "It's cool. At least Hulu has a ton of other shows starring women of color we can watch." Oh, wait. Now, High Fidelity was a gender-bending, modern reimagining of the 2000 film starring John Cusack, with Kravitz playing his role. She starred as Rob, a pop culture obsessed owner of a record store. Jake Lacey, Divine Joy, Randolph, and David H. Holmes rounded out the cast of the single season, which was critically praised. Now, I remember that girl now, Divine Joy Randolph. She was just in the Dolomite movie with Eddie Murphy. Yeah, that's her. Because she played Rudy Ray Moore's sidekick in the movie. I just remember seeing that. Yeah, and Dolomite is my name. That was her. So yeah, I remember her now. And I can't think of the name of the character she played, but it was Lady Reed. That's it, Lady Reed. Okay, so she played Lady Reed, so I remember her. So she was the one at the counter that the big black one. I shouldn't say big black one, but you know she's the big one. She's the girl. Nothing wrong with being big, except you know of course there may be countless health problems, but you know I don't want to get into that. I'm not trying to knock her for that. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm sorry. So, because I mean I'm a little overweight myself too. So, hey, I gotta lose weight myself and get in shape. But I know it's not healthy to be big. But no, I'm not. You see, y'all got me started. I got myself started. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me focus on the project. Then you had the other dude. I don't know who was who anyway, because I didn't watch the show like talking about it. But you notice the white actors were the ones that were defending Michael Jackson, but everyone else who are the black stars, I don't know, the little nerd-looking dude that was standing there by the counter, the black dude, he obviously was amening Divine Joy Randolph's character, supporting her, you know, animosity towards Michael Jackson. And what's interesting when you have these women complaining about a lack of diversity, like you have Zoe Kravitz, you have Halle Berry, you have even Zoe Saldana, who was getting out there crying because she remembered putting on that blackface and big prosthetic nose to play Nina Simone. But the thing is that had that movie not flopped, that Zoe Saldana had starred in, you think Zoe Saldana would be fucking apologizing on Instagram and Twitter for doing a damn Nina Simone project? Hell no. Ooh, I should have used my leverage to get black women to play that role. She acted that way, and she's upset because everybody called her out on it. But when they were starting the project, she was even being called out back then. I remember when that was going on. She didn't stop. Now, it is what it is. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk, but, you know, there are a lot of black women, yeah, that could have played, you know, Nina Simone. Like Viola Davis could have played Nina Simone. I mean, you know, I don't think Halle Berry could have played Nina Simone, but, you know, Janet Jackson probably could have played Nina Simone. You know, Janet Jackson, they were trying to get her to play Lena Horne, I remember, in a project that was going to be on ABC, if I'm not mistaken, but because of that Super Bowl controversy with Justin Timberlake, Lena Horne supposedly said she didn't want her in it because she wasn't classy enough. And I can't even see, in all honesty, Janet Jackson playing Lena Horne. But, you know, Nina Simone was at least a brown-skinned woman. You know, I said, yeah, Nina Simone. Lena Horne, you know, she was a fair-skinned lady. Beautiful, though. Beautiful sister. Beautiful woman. And, yeah, so I didn't see how Janet was going to pull that off. But Zoe Kravitz, getting back to Zoe, you know, this is a woman who, I don't know if I guess you want to call her activist, because I don't see her as an activist. I mean, I've never heard Zoe Kravitz or her mother, Lisa Bonet, come out and speak about a lack of diversity in Hollywood, speak on racism in Hollywood. And in the last couple of years, she used her platform as a celebrity, quote unquote, because her dad is also Lenny Kravitz. And keep in mind, whenever they talk about Zoe Kravitz, they think of Lisa Bonet. They don't think of Lenny Kravitz. Like, I never hear, you know, Lenny Kravitz's daughter. It's always Lisa Bonet's daughter. And I guess because she looks like her a little bit. And I'm not going to lie, she's cute. But Zoe always struck me as, you know, a girl who, a hippie type, you know, and that's kind of how her mother was. You know, she always struck me as that, but someone that wouldn't challenge anything, especially when it came to racial issues, because after all, she's part of two biracial parents. You know, Lenny Kravitz's mother was Roxy Crover, who played Helen Willis in The Jeffersons. You know, her mom, Lisa Bonet, was on The Cosby Show. and playing Denise Huxtable. And remember something too, and her stepfather is Aquaman, Jason Momoa. Now remember this too, when you talk about the Cosby Show, and especially with regards to the allegations that were made against Bill Cosby. You know, Zoe Kravitz had came out around the time all of this happened, talking about her mom was tight-lipped, but she always had a dark vibe over Bill Cosby. You know, a dark vibe that Cosby gave off, and so forth, and how he was this and that. Like, she always could tell something was wrong with him. And Lisa Bonet threw shots at him too. I'm shaken to my core about the allegations and so forth. And my thing is that none of these people, and she wasn't alone. Her TV husband, Joseph C. Phillips, put an article out saying, of course, Cosby's guilty as hell. And the irony of all of this is that none of those people, even Zoe Kravitz herself, would be where they are today if it were not Bill Cosby or Michael Jackson. Regardless of what those guys are accused of doing in their personal life, that's for our court systems to decide. Yes, we can all have our opinions about stuff. I'm not saying we can't. But Michael Jackson was found innocent. Bill Cosby, while he was found guilty, was not given due process. He was not given a fair trial. He was not given a right to even a speedy trial because the accusations were over 16 years ago with the only accuser within that time limit, and all the other women were outside that time limit as well. You know, you're talking about going back to 1965 in 2018. How do you go back to that? How do you speak to the doctors if she went to a doctor who could say, yes, she had Quaaludes in her system? Although Quaaludes were not necessarily a date rape drug. You know, yes, I saw bruising around the vagina when she came in. Yes, we took a rape kit. Yes, there was a DNA kit done. Yeah, it matched to Bill Cosby. They had none of that. But yet it was allowed to go on. You know, I didn't watch this piece of shit show, High Fidelity. I didn't even watch the fucking movie. You know, Zoe Kravitz, she doesn't strike me as... I know she's playing Catwoman in this upcoming Batman movie that's coming out that's starring Robert Pattinson as Batman, and she's playing Catwoman. I don't know how that's even going to fly and work. You know, they always reboot the series. You know, I thought Ben Affleck could still play Batman. You know, I don't know what the direction that DC Comics is going. Sean, I guess when we talk to Sean James, shout out to him because he watches the video as well, my videos, and I support him. Sean, I know, would have a lot to say about the way direction that DC Comics, Marvel Comics is gone. He always talks about it. And DC Comics is basically in the age of woke, as is Marvel Comics, and it's all for the worse. I do know that much. I think I don't think Stan Lee was running anything, but they should have let him run things, and that would have been great, you know, and been in the right direction. But he doesn't own all of that, from my understanding, or didn't. But I was never. But I mean, I'm sorry, I don't have any tears. I'm not crying any tears for Zoe Kravitz over this stuff. You know, she's complaining about diversity. All the men she's messed with have all been white. You know, she doesn't strike me as someone that wants to, and I could be wrong. I don't know what she does in her private life, but I'm looking at you know, you got Tessa Thompson commenting, and Tessa, we know her and Janelle Monáe are all muffed up. You know, a lot of people that don't like Janelle Monáe because of the way she's acted lately. I guess she's been doing some, I don't know exactly if she's been doing any bedwenching or what. I really don't pay attention. You know, I did like Janelle Monáe, but you know, her behavior that I had seen, especially in the type of roles that she gets cast in, you know, it was itchy. Had me scratching my head because she kind of gave off, I guess, people say a bedwench vibe. I don't know, but I knew she I don't know, she I just couldn't figure her out. Like I didn't care for her too much. You know, I know she was with Prince and tied with him, and yes, she's a very talented singer and rapper. You know, she does a little bit of everything, instrumentalist, and she's an actress. She's on that show on Amazon right now in the second season. I can't even think of the name of the series. And that's another thing. Are there any black actors and actresses that they could get who are not musicians? You remember when Samuel Jackson complained about the fact that there were no rap, that all the rappers were getting all of the top acting gigs in Hollywood? And what's funny about that is all of Sam's movies, he was actually the actor that had the most appearances with rappers in the films. Like, he did Triple X. Ice Cube is in it. He's done, you know, I think it was, what other movies he's done? He did Deep Blue Sea with LL Cool J. He did Shaft with Busta Rhymes. He did all types of movies with rappers. I think he did Home of the Brave was a movie he did it back in 2006. 50 Cent was in it. So I thought that was funny. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. And I'm actually going to have to do another video, too, about this, some films that are coming up. You guys will see that. But Zoe Kravitz gets no love from me. You know, and I don't know her personally, how she feels in her personal life. Maybe she might be legitimate, but this all seems fake to me, and especially the way she talked. Just personally, the way she talked about Bill Cosby, when Bill Cosby is the reason why your family is in this business. You know, he did a show for your mother. He did that spin-off, A Different World, with your mother in mind. And he had to fire her when she got pregnant with you, because as a man who's trying to portray a positive image for children, young black children, how would it look to have an unmarried single mother who was pregnant? Nowadays, we don't think about it because it's more often than not, that's what happens. But Cosby didn't want that. And yeah, it may seem hypocritical from the standpoint that this was a man sleeping around with multiple women. You know, of course, I don't believe, based off the evidence that I've looked at, that there was any proof of rape. But, you know, it may sound hypocritical from that standpoint. But I understood what he was trying to portray. And as for Michael is concerned, Michael, and this is maybe a shot at the writers, I should say, because those are actors. They don't really have any influence on the screen, on the scripts necessarily. I don't think Zoe Kravitz has any influence on that, but you know, the writings, as far as I'm concerned, Michael Jackson was acquitted. Those two boys who did that Leaving Neverland documentary, that's been exposed for so many lies, it ain't even funny. If you put them out on an open sea, they had so many holes in that boat, that ship would sink, wouldn't even get past shore before it sank. But you guys leave a comment in the section, like and subscribe to this channel. You may share it. You can also donate to the channel at the Cash App. I'd appreciate it. You guys be safe, be blessed. I'll holla.